Hi everyone. I know that for some of you, this may be your first semester in college, your first online course, or both. College courses are different than high school courses, and online courses present special challenges. I really want you to do well in this course, so I want to provide you with some information on what you need to do to succeed. One thing that you need to do to succeed is you must take notes. Now, you may not have found it necessary to take notes in high school, but in college it is absolutely essential. In fact, if you're not already taking notes on this video, pause it and gather the materials you need to do so right now. As we will discuss, there are many advantages to taking notes. One advantage is that there is a proven link between writing and memory and learning. Oh, by the way, this link between writing and learning is why professors assign research papers. Now, I know it doesn't seem like it to students, but a prof who assigns a research paper is very interested in your learning and is providing you with a wonderful opportunity. You don't write papers for professors. You write them for your own learning. We assign papers because we want students to learn as much and as well as possible. Lord knows college costs enough, so we want students to get the biggest bang for the buck that we can possibly provide. One reason that you need to take notes is because the amount of material that you are expected to learn absolutely requires it. As you know, high school courses last a full academic year in most cases, but college courses last only one semester and sometimes less. Yet we cover much more material in one semester than teachers do in full-year high school classes. Because we cover so much in such a short period of time, we don't have as much time to repeat information and review. Most information is provided only once, and students are expected to know everything in assigned materials and everything said in classes, videos, and handouts. The only way to learn everything is to take notes and review your notes often. Now, taking notes is very important in English 101. Yes, one advantage to online courses is that all material for this course is available throughout the semester, either through the Canvas website or through Canvas email. But we cover a great deal of material in this course because this course is designed to prepare you to write research papers for other courses. There are so many handouts, videos, and emails that it's easy to forget where to find information, much less what that information is. But if you take notes, you can use whatever method works best for you to organize that information and to emphasize key points. But what should you take notes on? Well, pretty much everything. In on-campus courses, you absolutely must take notes on all lectures and class presentations of any sort, and that includes movies, documentaries, and class discussion. Because college courses cover so much material in such a short time, virtually everything that is said and done in class is important, and students are expected to learn all of it. Now, in online courses, that material that is taught in class sessions is replaced by videos and handouts. So in online courses, you need to make sure that you take notes on all videos, handouts, and written materials. Now, taking notes and highlighting and annotating print materials includes doing that with textbook chapters, handouts, and web pages. And it also includes emails and online courses, as we're going to discuss shortly. You also need to organize and review your notes. Just taking notes helps, but to really succeed, you need to organize your notes in a way that works for you and review them often. When should you review? Well, First, you need to review your notes immediately after engaging with the material, whether that's right after a class session or video or right after studying written material. Fill in any blanks in your notes and note any questions that you have. You also need to review all notes pertaining to an assignment before submitting it. And of course, you want to review all notes before taking an exam or completing major assignments, such as the papers for this course. It's important to note that you must study all materials. The New Oxford American Dictionary defines study as a detailed investigation and analysis of a subject or situation. Note that the definition indicates that materials need to be investigated in depth and in detail. When we study, we must do more than just read the material. It's easy to forget something we read, especially since the advent of the web, because we read so much that it simply isn't possible to remember all of it. When we read, the information is temporarily stored in short-term memory. But when we need to actually learn something that we will need to remember for a long time, we need our brains to store it in long-term memory. We need to investigate material to make that happen, not simply read it. A final point I want to make about studying is that we learn best if we make connections between new material and information we already know. I did a year of grad work in cognitive psychology focusing on written communication, and I learned that there are basically two theories of how the brain recalls information. Both of them are based on the theory that the brain produces pathways that connect discrete pieces of information with other pieces of information stored in the brain. The more we make connections between what we have already stored in our brains and new material, the more paths we can follow to access the new information. Studying and making connections is especially important when we know we're going to need to use the information in the future. There's something important you have to understand. English composition courses have one purpose and one purpose only. They teach students what they need to know in other college courses. If students never had to write papers in other courses, composition courses probably wouldn't even exist, much less be required for every degree-seeking student in the country. But students do have to write papers in other courses. Many, many papers. The professors of those courses that assign those papers will not teach you how to conduct library research, develop ideas, organize information, use good grammar and wording, or document sources to avoid plagiarism. But they will grade those aspects of the paper because they will expect you to have learned those skills in this course. Information that you learn in this course is information that you are going to need throughout your college career. So it's very important that you actually learn it for the long term. It's also very important to take responsibility for your own learning if you want to succeed in college. No matter what your age is, college students are considered adults. Adults have more rights than children and adolescents. We have the right to decide how we will use our time, what we want to learn and experience, and where we want to go in our lives. But rights are always associated with responsibilities. We must take responsibility for the choices we make and how we use our time. We must take responsibility for the choices we make and what we want to learn and experience. We are also responsible for choosing where we want to go in our lives and completing all the necessary steps to reach our destinations. One responsibility we all must tackle, and that is very important for students, is the responsibility to manage our time wisely so that we can do what we need to do to meet our goals in life. Now, I know that the college life is not all road trips and cake parties, no matter how it's depicted in movies and on TV. It's a lot of hard, time consuming work, and we must plan and schedule the time we need to do that work. Time management doesn't happen by accident. We have to sit down every week and every morning, list what we need to accomplish during that period, and schedule a time to accomplish it. Now, there are two major obstacles that can prevent us from reaching our goals in terms of time management. One is procrastination. It's human nature to put off anything we find unpleasant, and no one likes to write papers for courses. I take it from someone who spent over 20 years as a student and learned the hard way. The quicker we start on a writing project, especially when we don't really want to do, the easier the work is. If we break the project into smaller steps and work on each step a little bit each day and each week, the work is not nearly as tedious, we write better papers, and we learn more about the topic we're writing about. And don't forget that outside of composition courses, professors assign papers to increase the depth of your learning on a topic of your choosing. Take advantage of every opportunity you have to learn in order to maximize your return on the investment of time and money that you're making in your education. The other obstacle that we have to deal with in terms of time management is that we simply try to do too much at once. Attempting to go to college full time while working full time is simply a very bad idea. A full time schedule of courses is 12 semester hours, which means that students will devote 12 hours a week to attending class if it's an on campus course, or to studying videos, handouts, and other materials that replace classwork in online courses. Then, on top of that, students should expect to devote at least 2 hours a week to working outside of the class for every hour that is spent in the classroom, or in the case of online courses, 2 hours for every hour spent on simply completing initial read-throughs of handouts and initial viewing of videos. That means that full-time students enrolled in 12 credit hours of courses should spend at least 24 hours a week working outside the classroom or the virtual classroom. 12 hours in class plus 24 hours of outside work is 36 hours a week, and that's a full-time job. Do not take on more courses than you have time to complete the work for. Yes, you're busy. I do understand that. We're all busy. But when we choose to take classes, we choose to accept the associated responsibility to manage our time so that we can complete the work required by those classes. We are all also each responsible for discovering and using the study skills that lead us to the greatest success. Now, while what works best varies to some degree, there are some aspects that are true across the board. You need to set aside a specific time and a good place to study that is free of distractions. You cannot study and learn anything from it while you're driving a car, riding a bus, watching TV, or engaging with others on material that is not related to what you're studying. You cannot learn if you frequently interrupt your study sessions to check email or social media. And you also can't wait until the night before an assignment is due to begin working on it. Not if you want to pass, and especially not if you actually want to learn. But you aren't expected to do all of this on your own. One thing that CSN really excels at is providing academic support for students. CSN offers tutors in essentially every course that you can work with for free by contacting the Centers for Academic Success office on the campus nearest you. That office can also help you develop good time management study skills and connect you with resources to help you with almost any problem that you face as a student. In addition, our reference librarians are true experts at finding sources for papers, and the staff at the Writing Center can help with all aspects of writing, from choosing a topic to conducting research and developing ideas to organizing papers to grammar, wording, and documentation. And we professors are always willing to help too. But it's the student's responsibility to find out where to get help and then go and get it. The Centers for Academic Success can direct you to the office that can help you, and I provide the phone numbers for those offices. All you need to do is pick up a phone or go to campus and make an appointment to get help. And for help for anything with this course and any information provided in this course, all you need to do is email me through Canvas. I want to help you any way I can. But you're an adult, and college professors are not your mother. We might refer you to helpful services, but most of the time it's up to you to decide when you need help and to seek it out. And that's particularly important in online courses. In on-campus courses, profs can often tell by students' facial expressions and body language if they're confused. But online professors can't work with facial expressions and body language. You need to be able to judge for yourself when you need help and then go find the help. Now, I will warn you up front that the earlier in the semester that you seek help, the better. So many students put off work until the end of the semester, especially work on writing papers. The campus resources are usually swamped during the last few weeks of any semester. And of course, the longer the line of students waiting for help, the less time we can spend with each student. Let's take a few minutes to discuss some of the things that you need to do specifically in this course to succeed. First, you need to study all assigned materials. Studying does not mean looking over or glancing at, and all does not mean only the material you find interesting. Every assignment in this course, every web page, handout, and video is designed to help you. Every email is sent to help you. I want to help. That's what this entire course is all about. And why students will try to use that help to succeed and let me know other ways that I can help them. We also need to remember that college web pages and emails must be approached differently than other web pages and emails. Now, I haven't read any research on this, but common sense and my own habits have led me to believe that the way we interact with web pages and emails in our daily lives are not the ways we need to react with them in college courses. If you're like me, you scan or skim websites and emails. Most websites are at least 50% marketing garbage trying to sell us something or other fluff that we don't need so we can get away with skimming. Most emails also can be quickly skimmed and still give us what we need from the email. But that's not true of course materials provided through the internet. Yes, it's still the internet, but that's about all that course materials and general web pages and emails have in common. It takes practice, but we must teach ourselves to study materials for online courses differently than we read other web-based materials. Nothing in assigned materials and emails is fluff. Nothing. I have too much respect for students to waste your time by forcing you to read something you don't need. If I assign materials or email you information, yeah, I expect you to study it, learn it, and apply it to your work. And, if you find it easier to study print materials, go ahead and print everything out. Do whatever you need to do to make sure that you know all the materials presented in the course, and that includes the comments and return graded work and all emails. And if there's anything in any course material that you don't understand, don't ever hesitate to email me through Canvas and ask me to clarify. I want to make things as clear and as easy for you as I can. All you need to do is let me know what you need clarified so I can help you. You also need to work with either a desktop or laptop computer to work with materials for this course. Yes, tablets and cell phones are portable and handy, but you can't take online courses on them. And certainly you can't write college papers on them. Desktop computers are available for free student use in computer labs, libraries, and writing centers on all CSN campuses. Computer labs are equipped with both Macintosh and Windows-based computers, and lab techs can help you with computer needs. And you can call 702-651-HELP 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for help with technology. So make sure that you have access to a desktop or laptop computer and know how to use it for this course. As we've already briefly discussed, you need to be specific when asking for help. Believe me, I'm in your corner and I want to help you any way I can. But before you email me, you need to study assigned materials, and when you do email me, ask specific questions about what information in the assigned material is unclear. I can usually come up with a number of ways to explain what I'm teaching and a number of examples to illustrate it. But oh my lord, it would waste your time if I clarified everything from an assigned reading or video, or every comment I make on returned work or in an email. That would only result in a very, very long email that might not even answer the questions you have or provide you with the help you need. If you email me a question that has already been answered in supplied material, I will probably tell you to study what's provided and let me know specifically what isn't clear so I don't waste your time with really long emails that might not help you at all. And since there is an inherent lag of time of anything from 2 minutes to 24 hours, or 72 hours if you email me between 8 a.m. Friday and 8 a.m. Monday, that can waste a lot of your time waiting for responses and clarifications, and students don't have the time to waste. The more specific you can be in telling me what you need clarified, the faster I can help you and the less unnecessary information you'll get in an email response. So it will save you time in the long run if you give some thought as to what you specifically need help with so I can address your questions directly. To succeed in this class, you need to write all 4 initial submission drafts. We write 4 initial submission drafts in this class, and you need to revise only 3 of those papers for the portfolio that is worth 50% of your course grade. But you need to write all 4 initial submission drafts to earn above a C in English 101 in most cases. Earning a 0 in even 1 initial submission draft often makes it mathematically impossible to earn higher than a C in the course in the vast majority of cases. Look at it this way. Quizzes, discussion boards, pre-writing, and outlines are like homework in a math class. Sure, they're important and you want to do as well as you can on them. And then the portfolio that's due during finals week is like a comprehensive final exam in that math class. It's your opportunity to demonstrate everything that you've learned throughout the entire course. And what that means is that the initial submission drafts are like unit exams in a math class. Would you skip a unit exam in a math course just because you didn't want to take it? No, of course you wouldn't. Well, initial submission drafts are exactly the same thing. They give you a chance to demonstrate that you learned everything taught in the unit connected to that paper assignment, as well as everything learned in all units leading up to that paper assignment. You need to make sure that every initial submission draft meets the requirements that are specified on assignment sheets and are submitted by the deadline, just as you would make sure that you showed up on exam day and did all the problems right on a math exam. You also must meet all deadlines. I do not accept late work, period, unless you personally are in the hospital, are in jail, face a military obligation, or face some extraordinary circumstance that is completely beyond your control. I just don't accept anything after the deadline. Your work schedule or computer problems are unfortunately not extraordinary circumstances. Everything you need for this entire course is available the first day of class, so you can work ahead to avoid problems resulting from changes in your work schedule. And also, you'll notice that the work for this course is due at 9 a.m. Monday morning. Now that's exactly 9 a.m. At 9 a.m. on Monday, quizzes and drop boxes locked down so you can't submit work. Plan on getting everything done by 8:30 a.m. Monday. In fact, plan on getting everything done by 11:59 p.m. Sunday night. Most online courses have 11:59 p.m. deadlines. I give students until 9 a.m. Monday because computers become available on all CSN campuses at 8 a.m. Monday through Friday. If you have tech problems even on Sunday, that gives you a chance to get to a computer on campus on Monday morning and submit the work. I built 9 extra hours into the deadline to give you time to make arrangements if your computer crashes even as late as Sunday, and that's plenty of time. So don't expect to be given more time because of computer problems. It's also very important that you work closely with paper assignment sheets. In fact, working closely with the paper assignment sheets may be the most useful thing you can do in terms of succeeding in this course. I provide very detailed, extensive assignment sheets for each paper. Those assignment sheets tell you exactly what I expect to see in your papers, and yeah, I expect to see it. Now, you'll first be assigned to study the assignment sheet for each initial submission draft when we begin working on that paper. It's important to study it closely at that point so that you'll understand how materials we study in that unit need to be demonstrated in the assigned paper. And then you'll be assigned to study it again the week that the initial submission draft is due, and you are expected to compare your paper to the information on the assignment sheet before you submit it. Make sure that you manage your time so that you have time to compare your work to assignment sheets before submitting the initial submission draft. No, I do not expect perfection. Of course not. You're learning. I understand that. But grades are based on the demonstration that you have learned and can apply materials taught in this course, given the knowledge that you are somewhat new to college writing. While I don't expect perfection, I also do not expect the information in assignment sheets to be ignored, and neither will any other professor you work with in your college career. Instructions are provided to help students succeed, and following instructions is important. Let me repeat that. Following instructions is important. Failing to follow instructions on assignment sheets in this course, each of which you will be assigned to study twice, may have a very serious effect on your grade. You can't glance at an assignment sheet once and expect to do well in this course. That simply will not work. The course isn't set up that way. You need to work closely with those assignment sheets and check your papers against them before submitting the papers. If you do that, you will probably do pretty well in this class because those assignment sheets summarize and to some degree explain what you need to know to write the paper. I go out of my way to write an assignment sheet that is more or less a summary of the materials we study to make it easier to go over that material before you submit the paper. I hope they help. And I really do think that if you work with them, they will. And that's what I want. I want you to succeed. Well, I think that provides some information that I hope can help you succeed in this course and in other courses as you progress through college. Now, if you have any questions on this video or anything connected to this course, all you ever need to do is email me through Canvas. I'm always happy to help you any way that I can. In fact, I want to help you. It's one of the things I love about teaching is emailing back and forth with students and helping them work through their problems. Do remember, though, that you can get the most useful help and save yourself a lot of time if you're as specific as you can be about what you need help with. And I really do know the students have far too much to do to have any time to waste. We'll talk again soon. Until we do, work hard, sure, but try to find some time to relax and enjoy yourself because that's really important too.